Welcome back, friends, to Watch Closely. It's a weekly show where we take a closer look at the world of movies, television, and what's streaming. I am one of your hosts, Jason, and joining me as always is a man he'll show you everything with arms wide open. Ernie, how are you doing, man?
Hello. I'm doing really well. Thank you for the introduction. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, dude. Happy almost end of the week. How's your week been?
Great, pretty great. I just started my 3-day weekend. I don't work tomorrow and I'm off Saturday, Sunday, so it's gonna be pretty nice. I did go to school Saturday, which kind of sucks, and I'm like there like a shift. It's like 6 hours of class, and it kind of sucks because it drags on. You know what I mean? So much content being given to you, and then by like the second chapter, my brain is like, you know how like when you're trying to jumpstart a car in like those movies, and they're like trying to turn it on, it doesn't work anymore.
Oh, I was thinking of like a lawnmower where you used to pull.
Oh, I mean that's a good one too. That's a good one too. That's a good one.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. We are, of course, going to be talking some movies, some news. That's everything going on in the world of movies this week. A lot of stuff happened. We had the Oscars, right? We had the couple cool things that happened at the Oscars that we'll probably go over, and then we got some box office news and some AI news. So yeah, it should be a good episode. Ernie, have you been watching anything this week?
Well, I mean, before I get into what I've been watching, Jace, how are you? The people want to know. The friends of the cast want to know. How's Jason? How has his week been? Has it been hectic? Has it been great? Has he been, on his journey of self-reliance? I couldn't think of anything.
Dude, I'm always on a journey, bro. I'm always. It's been a pretty good week. It's been a pretty busy week. And then next week I'm going to be actually in New York. So Ernie's going to be holding down the cast. He might have some special guests on. I don't know if I can join depending on the time difference, but we'll see. We'll see. But definitely a pretty good week. Can't complain. But yeah, how are you guys? How are you guys on the audience? You guys had a good week as well, hopefully.
How's the friends of the cast doing? This is
friends
what we want.
Cast.
Yeah, put it on your comments. I want to hear.
Oh,
look at the
cast.
Oh, the friend of the cast, McFly, joining in. Hello, friend. How are you?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, let's.
Wait,
what? What were you gonna say?
No, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little scatterbrained. I'm really trying to make this Instagram post work for let's post it on Instagram so people can come watch from Instagram. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out how to put a really cool image of the Watch Closely brand, but I don't have any images. I don't know why I don't.
Oh man, just put your sweet face. That's what the people want to see.
I know how I should just be like, hey, Jason is sharing screen. What are you sharing?
No, I'm gonna jump into the.
Oh,
like, what's going on here?
What is this, dude?
You crazy guy. But yeah, I just want to get into the numbers, bro. Let me zoom it in because this apparently is. So let me get to the daily box office. So we had the Oscars, but then we also had a couple new things. Kung Fu Panda got released. As of today, March 14th, this is from yesterday, Dune Part 2 is still at number 1 with $171 million US. Which is crazy. I think globally they've crossed the 384 million. That's a lot. The movie's doing quite well.
Yeah, it's that one guy, dude, that keeps watching. I think he's like on his 200th visit of the movie. Did you see that?
He's watched it 200 times?
Yeah, I believe so. And I think
That's
people
awesome.
are like, man, come on, get Twitter Blue so you can talk about it or do something, get more exposure on what he's doing. And
That's
he's
crazy.
like, nah. I think his reply was, I think I sent it to you on Twitter. It was something like, I can't get Twitter Blue. I need that money to go watch Dune.
To go watch it again.
That's
awesome.
Good. He's good.
Dude, I still want to go watch it in IMAX one more time before it goes out because it's so good in IMAX. I still want to. I'm gonna drag you. I'm gonna drag your butt over there and watch it because I know you've only seen it.
Dude, I'm down. I really have to make a plan of it. If there's a way, if there's a will, there's a way.
There's a will?
Honestly, if you want to watch it really late with me, at 10 when there is a late showing, I could ask my wife to watch the kid at that time, and then I could watch it. But we'd be really late, so we'd have to drink a lot of caffeine. Exactly, dude. I don't want you to be like, oh, I got a meeting the next day. I got to talk to the corporates. I got to talk to Bob Iger. Get his plans on the next Disney ride he's trying to build. I don't want to take that away from you.
Don't take it away. Don't take it away from me. Does this work? This works. Cool. So Dune Part 2 is still at the number 1 spot. Kung Fu Panda 4, I think it climbed to the top when it first got released, like the first weekend. But it's now at number 2, back down to number 2 at 73 million. Imaginary, the one with the stuffed bear. I know you still kind of want to see it, but I heard it got it's okay reviews. But that one's at number 3. And dude, Cabrini, the one from Angel Studios, I don't know why I keep getting like little clips of people talking about it on my. McFly says, "Do it, go watch Dune." I'm down. I'm down, McFly. McFly, come with us. Let's go. Let's go watch it one more time. Cabrini is that one with the woman. It was basically launched for Women's Day, and I don't know the actress's name, but I'm kind of curious to see it. Like I'm kind of like the buzz has kind of got to me. It's not doing incredibly well, but I mean it's a small little indie movie. Bob Marley's at number 5. Ordinary Angels is at number 6. Migration is at number 7. Beating Out Madam Web is at number 8.
Season 4. Boo! I want to say this because I don't know if you guys probably saw my little screen if you weren't just paying attention to Jason, but friend of the cast, our brother-in-law walked by. He came into because he made me some like a really cool bracelet, and he was by, and I was like, oh man. And I was like, dude, I'm doing the podcast right now. He didn't know.
Oh, you made your bracelet. And
I was like, no, dude.
Do you have it?
Oh, the bracelet? Yeah, it's somewhere over there. But I'm gonna make another
shoot.
one because I wanted to make one for my wife of the same color because I wanted it to ropresent something cool.
Twinsies.
For family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gonna be cute. If you
guys don't know, this guy, he's a romantic at heart, right? I would say.
I am a connoisseur of romance. Sometimes, no, I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Dan, am I romantic? Oh, dang!
You just shouted out, "Am I romantic?"
Oh, dang! She just ignored that.
She knows. She knows you are.
Yeah,
Come
of course
on,
she
bro.
knows. Of course. You know what's funny is that
this guy went to go watch what was it the Bad Bunny, the Angry Rabbit.
Oh yeah, the angry. No, was he? Yeah, no, he's the Angry Rabbit. No, his name is literally Bad Bunny, dude.
I know. I always forget his name. I'm like,
it just sounds funny. Yeah, no, I went to go see him, dude. We had freaking nosebleeds. Tickets are ridiculously
they're pretty expensive, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
He's
guy is
popular.
just. But I bought them like really early on, and I probably should have waited. But yeah, they were. I mean, it was cool. It was a great concert. I'm not a big fan of his music. Like I can listen to his music and vibe, and it was more for my wife than anything. But it was funny because I was telling her this because I asked her, because I had told her how much the price was, and she's like, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. But when we got there, I'm like, was it worth it? And she's like, hell yeah. Like she had a great time. Like she
That's
enjoyed
cool.
it.
She had fun.
Yeah, I had like a little video of her, little video of her losing her shit about it. It was pretty cool. It was cute. I think I had more fun watching her have a great time.
Yeah, I remember seeing. I think you posted on your socials, right? Like she was rocking out. She was she was vibing.
She was vibing. It was cool. I mean, we could barely see him. He was real small, but I could hear him pretty well. The Crypto Theater is pretty well acoustics, and the sound is really good.
That's
If
awesome.
you guys haven't been there, it's actually really nice.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, dude. I should have came back with an accent of yeah.
Yeah, like I always I don't know the words.
He mumbles, bro. It's hard.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling my aunt if she knows who he is, right? And everyone knows who he is, a pretty popular guy. And I was telling him, oh, do you know this guy? And she's like, yeah, he's pretty famous, but you don't understand what he's saying. And I'm like, I think everyone has that problem. But then I thought I said that, right? And we were in the nosebleeds. Eventually, I went to the potty. That sounded funny because of my potty, because my daughter. I went to the bathroom like a grown man. I went to the bathroom.
Awesome.
Can you tell I have a kid?
Like a grown man.
Like a grown man, I went to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and when I was going down. I was gonna come back up the stairs, and there was girls singing the lyrics wholeheartedly, knowing what they were saying, and I was holy cow!
Super
I'm like,
fans.
those are super fans. I was like, oh, we're not super fans, not like that.
That's awesome.
Hold on, yeah.
Well, you have the advantage because you're very fluent in Spanish, and I am poquito in Spanish, not that apologize to all the Spanish listeners. I'm sorry.
No, you're
But,
fine, dude. I thought you were honorary.
I'm honorary, but I'm not fluent. You're still
not
fluent.
Yeah, I'm still fluent. It's because I eat a
Yeah.
lot of Spanish food.
Although my wife says she's willing to teach me. Last time she tried to teach me, she was so like determined to make like she wouldn't switch to English. She's like, I'm just gonna talk to you in complete Spanish for the rest of
How
like
did
the
that
week.
go?
And I got so annoyed. I started making up an imaginary language, and I called her. I forget how to name like a nickname for her, and just because I was trying to like, this is how you sound to me, like because I couldn't.
Yeah,
She
you
got
couldn't
really
pick up
annoyed.
that.
So I was like, "Can you just do it in small doses? I would really like to learn." She's like, "Yeah, we can."
No, you have to immerse yourself. It's
And
like
then
if
imagine
you don't
we
know.
could do a Spanish version of the cast. That'd be
Oh
awesome.
my gosh, dude! Imagine like she went wholehearted, and then she's like, "I'm not gonna make you food until you ask me." Like exactly
Right,
how to
you're
make
not
food in
eating.
Spanish. You're
You're
gonna
not
eat.
eating until.
Like she's gonna take all your cards and everything, dude. That'll make you learn really fast.
That's true.
Starvation
Actually, yeah.
helps.
I mean, yeah, being thrown into like full immersion. People say that's the best way to learn, but
Yeah,
It's hard,
definitely.
bro. It's
I
hard.
agree. I think immersing yourself in a culture is probably the best way to like understand the language a lot better because there's a lot of little nuances that aren't really, I think, written or spoken to about like in books and stuff like that.
oh yeah,
I've
sure.
had like one of my coworkers. She's taking a Spanish class and she's like, "Hey, what does this mean?" And I was like, "I don't even know what the heck that is. It's like some other kind of Spanish, like proper
Oh right,
Spanish."
the way they
you know what I
write
mean?
it proper is not how
It's
like local
like people speak it
colloquial,
usually.
right? Like colloquial.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it depends if
Yeah.
you're going to Mexico, if you're going to Spain. Like, there's different. Well, we're
Yeah.
not here to talk Spanish, guys. If you guys want a Spanish version of the podcast, let me know. Well, I will throw myself into learning Spanish. for you
He'll
guys.
immerse himself. Wait, it's like, it's a great. Never mind.
Oh,
Go ahead. Just keep going. Just keep going. I wanted.
Oh.
There's a word that I like to say. I don't forget how it goes, but the way they say it in their culture is like. I forgot. There was like a TikTok of how people sound when they're speaking their own culture, and and they're like, "Oh, do you want a croissant?" A croissant, and he's like,
Croissant.
"What is that? What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, you meant a croissant." Like they say it like the proper
The
way.
croissant. Yeah.
The croissant. But there's like a Spanish one, but I forget how it goes. But continue, my friend. Please tell me how Madam Web is doing, and hopefully it's doing really well, and we're gonna get a sequel.
I mean, hopefully. It's only at 43 million right now. It's at number 8. That's your top 10. I was just curious, like, I don't think there's anything that really stood out to me as far as, the new ones were Cabrini and I think or Imaginary. But other than that, Kung Fu Panda makes sense. I heard it's kind of the weakest of the bunch, but I still want to see it. It's Jack Black. I'll still check it out.
Dude, I saw this is random. Now that you're talking about the Kung Fu Panda 4. So I know it's in theaters only, right? It's not digital streaming or anything like that, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, so I might be mistaken, my little pig,
Isn't
and
it
I
coming
do
to like
mean
Paramount probably
with that side of bacon. I don't know. I have to double check, but someone on like Twitter, you know how some people like are able to put like full darn movies on a thing? They put Kung Fu Panda 4 on there.
Nah, dude. Did you watch it?
No, I
Just
just
click
saw
on it?
that it was there. No, because I don't have like, dude. When I go on Twitter, I'm just like scrolling. I'm not there to like watch a freaking hour movie. You know what I mean, it just
I think I did that once with I think it was Mission Impossible. They had that same type of thing where it's like screw it, I'm just gonna stream it
exactly
on, like,
yeah,
throw the whole
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and it plays for like a good like minute, and then it says you got to sign up for something. Like it's a
Oh,
trick.
that's interesting. I didn't even know that. Yeah, the way they do it there is like well, at least the one I saw, the people I've seen, it's like you can skip ahead, and it's like the full movie.
Oh really?
Yeah, so
Somebody
it's like a
must have
full like 2 hours. It says on the thing. I don't know how the heck they do that. I really don't know.
It says
but if
Kung
they
Fu
do it-
Panda 4 will eventually stream on Peacock approximately 120 days after theatrical release. So it's coming to
Peacock, yeah.
Peacock.
We were
Dude,
by the
really?
Peacock Theater the other day, dude, and I told my wife, I was like, "Look, are you peacocking?" And she said no.
She said no. Dude, we're all down for the Peacock. So next week we have Ghostbusters Frozen Empires coming out, and then this one that can't be named. But are you excited for that one, Ernie? Are you gonna watch it in theater? I don't know if you can see right here
Which one?
where my mouse is hovering.
Oh, the American
American
Society
Society.
of Magical Negroes, dude. You know what's funny is you sent me this thing on TikTok, and they didn't block out the word because they block those words. Those are like offensive or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's oh, you don't block that word because it's the title or something. It's just funny. It's like, you remember how we were talking about who these movies are for and like how they're putting these things out, and it's gonna be really weird. Like, who is this essentially for?
I don't know who it's for, bro.
It's gonna. I mean, hopefully it does well. I like that actor. I like the guy that's playing like the main magical guy.
Oh yeah.
Justice.
What is he
right?
on? Yeah, what is he from? I forget what
He's from Pokemon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. The
I believe
Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I like him as an actor. I think he's gonna do a good job. But I don't know what they're trying to go for. I hope it's like really funny and it's like more lighthearted in that nature, and hopefully it's not
sarcastic.
Because like you see the trailer and it's like, we're trying to keep white people happy, and I'm like,
yeah, but that's the thing is like on TikTok, I was trying to like see what people thought, like initial reactions, and it seems like the demographic that's going for, even they're like, I'm not watching this movie. Like this is horrible. Like why are we doing this? Like this is a step backwards. They were saying.
Yeah, it's like they're making fun of themselves. It sounds like it's like in the movie, like the I don't know. It's pretty ridiculous.
But the one I was watching was, you know how they have the, I apologize for the YouTube channel where they break down like visual effects, and it's like a visual effects artist react. If you guys know in the chat what I'm talking about, who's the channel? Great channel, but they were looking at Ghostbusters Afterlife, and they were talking about how they paid tribute to Alan, that one Ghostbuster that sadly passed away. Ernie, help me out there.
Dude, I'm gonna have to look this up. I honestly don't remember that guy's name.
It's Ramis, right? Ramis?
Yeah, I think his name is Ray, right? But I'm gonna look it up right now.
But anyway, they were talking about how that was all CG, right? Like that, because obviously he passed away. But the visual effects, I went back and watched it.
His name is Dr. Egon Spengler, Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis, that's his first name. Sorry. I went back and watched it because they kind of were talking about how great the CGI was and how they like. There's never a point where it feels, where it loses its sense of, okay, this is a CG character. Like it had a legit feeling of they brought this person back for this moment. And dude, it's powerful, like little moment. Like especially if you're a Ghostbusters fan, and it made me excited to watch Frozen Empire. I'm like very curious how they're gonna continue that story because it is the Spengler family, and obviously we have a lot of returning cast, and they're gonna play up all the nostalgia. But I feel like the director for this one is actually the writer is the same from Afterlife as this new one. He's the same writer with a couple other people, so it gives me hope. It gives me hope that they'll do justice and it'll be like entertaining, not just nostalgia cash grab, right? Because I think when we were talking about it before, we're like, is this just a cash grab? And it felt kind of from that first trailer, but I went back and watched the international trailer. Like this could be good. I think they could do a good mix of that classic, what we love, and something new.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's difficult to bring an old IP and bring it to like the new light, because it does seem cash grabby, and it sort of is, right? Because they are selling you the name Ghostbusters. Had they just called this Frozen Empire, you're gonna be like, what is this about? Like, you know what I mean? It's not in the same universe of everything. And I think having watched Ghostbusters Afterlife, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It doesn't beat the originals, but I still have the originals to go back to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But seeing like where they headed, I was like, well, I like the new cast. I like the kids. They're pretty neat, and like I hope they do their own thing. But then again, like you get to that ending part where it's like, oh, here's the Hillsborough Bill Murray. You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, I like this, but also like, man, come on, let's do something else. Let's get out of here.
You're talking about for the Afterlife? You didn't like the ending?
Yeah. No, I liked the ending, but I was just also like, man, we could have just done with the kids. Like, I had rewatched it recently with my wife, and I was like, I loved everything about the story. I like the kids. I like all it was just really cool.
You thought that they didn't need to come back. They didn't have to have the original characters. That's interesting because I personally felt like the way they ended with Melissa McCarthy and the Kristen Wiig one, the 2006 one, I thought that one was kind of a weird like shift, and it was missing something, right? It didn't have any. I think Bill Murray came, but he was playing a completely different character, And I just thought the way they treated that one was not a good send off for these characters, where I felt like Afterlife could possibly have been a great send off, right? Like the final, but I mean, they're showing up in Frozen Empire, so they're obviously still existing in the world.
They're still going to be there. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it will be more focused on the family, right? Like they're going to try and hand the baton off to a new generation slowly.
This is random, and I was thinking about this. If I'm not mistaken, the kid, one of the main characters in Frozen Empire, if you look up, freaking, sorry, I want to look.
Or are you talking about the girl?
No, the Finn. What is it? Afterlife, right?
Yeah, Finn.
So what's his? Is that his real name?
Yeah, he's from Stranger Things.
So Finn Wolfhard, who plays Trevor in the movie, didn't he go under some scrutiny because he said something about I think they recorded a video of him saying some stuff about making fun of what's going on in the Hamas and those whatever thing going on.
Oh, I don't even know.
With Israeli, yeah, there was a thing. So people, I saw on Twitter, people were like, "I hope he dies," and all this talking crap about him. Again, I didn't go really into the detail. I just remember seeing that. So now that he's coming on Stranger Things in this one, I'm wondering how they're gonna try to either sweep this under the rug, what he had done, or kind of keep it going. But I'm surprised you didn't hear about this.
I mean, yeah, if I didn't hear about that, chances are the majority of people probably didn't either.
Maybe, yeah.
So maybe he'll get away with he didn't get that part shined on the spotlight too much, right? Because we're pretty much in the loop, but we didn't hear that sort of thing. But I don't know, maybe they could come out and hurt the film after it's been released, perhaps. If it starts gaining momentum, they'll be like, "Well, what about that thing, Vincent?"
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll see. I do think people are excited for it because the last one did its own thing and it did pretty well. I think it stuck the landing decently.
Oh no, you know what? I'm wrong. I apologize.
Oh, was this somebody else you're thinking of?
It was another guy. Yeah.
This guy causing trouble.
No, I was about to. See, now I'm glad I looked into this because I was like, I know it's one of the Stranger Things kids, but it's actually Noah Schnapp, who had filmed this video.
Oh, I remember the thing about Noah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's who it was. So I apologize. I'm glad because I was like, I wonder how they're gonna deal with it with this movie being such a big thing, and then people are gonna come after him or something like that. I'm glad I cleared that up because I didn't want to spread that false information, especially on.
Yeah, it's a good thing you looked it up, bro.
No, I know it's tough, dude. Sometimes I forget. I mean, I remember a lot of things. But I can't. My mind is not a steel trap. I can't remember everything, dude. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff happens in my life, dude.
That's right.
If I had that kind of freaking memory, dude, the endless possibilities we could do. Have you ever seen the movie Limitless when he takes the pill? Right. He's like da 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 da, and he's like, I learned a new language. He's like, I did this, I did that, but it's I don't know,
dude. I would love to have that capacity, bro, and just absorb. I would read so many books. I would probably go through 2 books a day. Just I mean, if you had the limitless pill, you'd probably go through way more. But just imagine, that'd be so.
Yeah, it's called Adderall, dude.
Yeah, but I'm sure that has side effects, right? I'm sure.
I mean, everything has side effects. I mean, even in that movie, you.
That's true.
You sort of see that there's some sort of side effect.
All right. Well, did you have any other thoughts on movies coming out? We should probably get into.
No, we can get into the news. I don't have any really. I don't have thoughts anymore.
I just don't have thoughts anymore.
Get the popcorn now.
Let's talk about the Oscars. So the Oscars happened, and we didn't. I'll just admit straight off the bat, we did not have our Oscar party this year. It just
we forgot.
It's not that even forgot. I feel like we just weren't into it this year. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly was. I think I just wanted to spend time together. And I think I was waiting for. I think I told you I was we're waiting for us to communicate about it. I think we're just too busy to remember to say anything. And then I think you had texted me about it, and I was like, "Oh
You're
my
we'll see what happens," or something.
And then our wives had ended up planning something else. You remember? And then I was like, "Oh
yeah,"
shoot.
We ended up getting ramen or something that day, and I was thinking about it. I was like, we should. I mean, we were checking our phones. We were trying to see who won and everything.
Yeah, we did.
But I mean, we'll talk about it, but it's just not the same, right? It had a similar vibe as last year. Last year was not a very watched Oscars as well. This one was a little bit more watched. You could tell that a lot of the acceptance speeches and a lot of the things that happened during the Oscars was very toned down, right? Like they were trying to keep it really PG this time. A lot of times you'll get like people like getting up on stage and being like, we got to do this, we got to do that. Like there's a couple people, but they was all very tame, I thought, compared to last year. But I would say this year, the 96th Academy Awards was pretty much dominated by Oppenheimer, right? It won 7 Oscars, including Best Picture. Christopher Nolan got Best Director. And then we had Best Actress was Emma Stone in Poor Things, and Cillian Murphy took home Best Actor for his role in Oppenheimer. I would say Barbie kind of, she won original song, but kind of got left by the wayside a bit. Not that many. The one I was telling you, did you watch the TikTok where Al Pacino gave the acceptance?
Yeah. I did.
That made me laugh, bro. Do they have it? Oh yeah, he gets it and he's like, "My eyes see Oppenheimer," and everybody's like, "Does that mean they won?" Because usually they say, "and the award goes to," but he just like, "My eyes see Oppenheimer."
He had one too many Dunkachinos, dude. I'm just kidding. Do you remember? Do you remember the movie? Do you remember the movie?
What is that from?
That's from the movie Jack and Jill, the one with that was really bad Adam Sandler movie where he has a twin sister. I haven't seen that in a long time. And Al Pacino falls in love with Adam Sandler's sister, and she's trying to get, or Adam Sandler's character is trying to have him make an ad for Dunkin' Donuts for this new drink called the Dunkachino, and he's all Dunkachino, and he starts singing. It's really stupid, but
that's funny.
Yeah, dude.
The one that we were both sad about, right, was the animated. I was sad. You probably weren't that sad because you understood why, right? Like the animated category.
I was rooting for you. I think I would have preferred Spider-Man to had won. You know what I mean? I think it did a great job. But you're talking about that one, right? The animated one?
Yeah, the animated category.
Okay.
So the Boy Heron, right? Is that
the Boy Heron won, and I had told you. I think when we talked about it in the last cast when we were talking about the Oscars who would win, I told you that's the one that's probably going to win. It's just because it was like super highly regarded. Like everyone was talking about it, and like the conversation kept going. With Spider-Man, it kind of just died off a little bit. At least from my perspective.
Well, it's because he came out of retirement, right? Like he.
Yeah, which is weird. He like literally just retired like not even long ago, and then he's like, "Well, I'm back."
I got one more in me.
Yeah. So
which is cool, but dude, man, I don't know. There's something like maybe it's the fact that we tried to watch it multiple times, and then when I finally watch it, dude, the animation's great. Like I thought all the animation categories, it's probably my favorite category. I always get excited for it, but I had that one pegged for like I was like, I hope it wins. It has to win the third. If the third one sticks the landing, I feel like it's pretty much a shoe-in, but unless something really great beats it. But I haven't seen The Boy Heron yet, but Studio Ghibli, dude, I mean, you can't.
And they're a top tier for sure. Yeah, and Hideo Miyazaki is really,
he's highly regarded for sure. Mm-hmm. And then what was the other ones? We had Godzilla -1 won for best visual effects. I thought that was great. I thought that was really cool. I loved how they all had their little Godzillas when they won the award. They were showing off like next to the Oscars. Pretty awesome. Overall, it was okay. I thought, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, I thought she was gonna win best actress. Obviously, I was not a fan of Poor Things, just like the story. But I think Emma Stone probably did a better performance, maybe. I mean, according to the Academy, I don't know. Did you think? Did you ever watch Killers of the Flower Moon or no?
No, I never got to see it. It was one of the ones that just fell on the back burner. I ended up watching Poor Things, and I just saw like halfway, dude.
That's right. Yeah,
I couldn't get through it. I want to say this because I made the mistake. I said Hideo. I meant Hayao Miyazaki. For the Studio Ghibli. My bad. That was my fault. But yeah, dude. No. I wanted to watch it really bad, but I think hearing that it's like 3 hours, I'm like, man, like I need to make that time. That's like 3 hours of my life
You
You
can
know what I
watch it
mean?
in sections though, I would say, because it is so long. It's not like Dune where everything just happens, like, and you're just kind of sucked in. Like there are points in the Killers of the
But
Flower Moon where
see,
you can kind of be like, okay, let's stop it and we'll
is
come back tomorrow.
all right, but I want to tell you this. Like, I want to. I'll see if the friends of the cast agree with this. If a movie feels like you need to watch it in segments, is it really that good of a movie? I sat
Mm,
down through 3 hours of Dune twice, and I
because
loved
it
what I
was
watched.
that
You know what I
good.
mean? And
Yeah.
do you get what I mean? It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Killers of the Flower Moon to me feels like a 3-part limited series in a way
It
because
probably
it's
was
so darn long. I mean, maybe it was, and then they just made it
Maybe
a
it
feature.
was.
But
I feel like a
um,
lot of movie. What was the? I forget what movie it was that I had seen that was pretty long, and I'm like, this would have been a better as a series, like a limited series or whatever. You know how they do like a 3-episode run of something. I forgot what it was recently that I
is
saw.
it the Matrix Revolution?
Oh gosh.
No, or was it? No, what's the
that-
third one? Rejuvenation, Reborn.
Rejuvenation. I think it was called Resurrection, right?
We shall not speak of it again.
I want to look this up now. I don't even remember. I feel like I deleted it from my brain, like if I was a computer. The Matrix.
I think you're right. Isn't it
Was it?
Revolutions? Resurrection?
I put.
don't
Oh
know.
yeah,
It's so
yeah,
bad.
yeah. The Matrix Resurrections, 2021. 5.7 though on that IMDb right there. Yeah.
Oh, it did? Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I don't know. I go back, and oh my gosh, I'm looking at this right now. Man, save your guys' like time. Don't watch this.
The
Actually,
Matrix?
Just the Matrix Resurrections is not a good movie. It ruins like the other three.
That's what
Pretty
everyone
bad.
says. Like, it's just, it was so, the trailer was great. Just go watch the trailer, but never watch the movie.
I feel like the movie came out and then like they're like like they saw the first 3 movies and they went
Right.
you
They're
know
like,
what I mean?
let's
Just-
not,
let's just-
or they just saw like the trailers and they're like, we can write a Matrix movie. No worries.
we could do let's
We
let's
got this.
wait, let's do the Matrix and let's bring it into the modern age. That's
Yeah.
like that's what they wanted. That's what they did. Let's make him a game developer. You know, like, I'm like Jesus Christ.
And he's making a game of the Matrix. Oh man, let's not get into this. That's just gonna make
No, that's for another discussion.
it's
man.
just gonna
Yeah,
make us angry.
And I'm
Um,
already angry. I'm already my
But speaking
Blood
of the
pressure.
modern age, bro, I wanted to get into a little bit of why I felt like the Oscars was very PG. Because we talked
they
about it
didn't say
before.
F's and they didn't say their F's and ands and buts. I'm just kidding.
Their F's and Q's.
Oh, there you go. That's what it is.
Obviously, you know, they said that, you know, they have these new rules now, right? They have Oscar qualifications. And I wanted to look into it a little bit more because, oh no, I forgot I had to log in.
Dang, Bay.
Pay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh no, it came back. But anyway, I have the summary. But the Oscars have a new set of rules, right? And I don't. I was talking to my wife about this, and she wasn't really sure. Like, what does this mean, right? So 2024, the Oscars introduced new diversity and inclusion, which is what we call DEI, right? Diversity and inclusion standards for motion picture or best picture contenders, which a change that's spurred by the broader national conversation of like racial justice and all that stuff. So, but basically what happened was you can't get a motion picture made or entered into the academy unless it qualifies for those things, right? So these rules, complex in nature, require films to meet a criteria across 4 main categories related to on-screen representation, off-screen leadership, training, and marketing. While the academy leaders deem these standards a success, some industries argue that they're more superficial than anything. But I think the reason why I want to bring it up again is because all these movies had to fall into this criteria now. So it didn't necessarily mean that if you made a great movie, but it didn't fit into those 4 categories, then that means it wasn't considered at all. Like they wouldn't even consider it to be in their best picture category. So to me, it lost, like this year, it lost a little bit of that luster because of that. Right. Like even Oppenheimer, you know, it had a pretty pale cast, right? But a lot of the you know on set people or the people that were in the editing bay or whatever, it met that criteria in those ways, which is fine, right? But I think most movies now are going to try and have to fit into that mold, right? And so I think that's part of why it loses some luster for me, because now it's not judging who has the best movie, right? It's judging who checked all the boxes first, and then out of those, what's the best movie? Which is not like, that's not judging art fairly, I don't think. And even like we were talking about, like during the Oscars, right? Elon Musk, he tweeted, "Winning the Oscars now means that you won the woke contest," which is like he recognizes, right, that it's just kind of playing favorites in a way. I don't know. Did you have any thoughts on this, Ernie? I just wanted to kind of call it out again because my wife was asking, like, what are these new rules, right? What is the Oscars now? You know,
I mean, you know, we've talked about this a few times. You know, I understand what they're trying to go for, but I think while they're trying to meet this criteria, I think they lose, like you said, like that luster of creating a movie from scratch, like something that whoever the creator, the art designer, the person envisioned in this film, because they could have easily had been like, well, I'm looking for a Timothy Chalamet type character, and he's surrounded by his friends that are similar skin to him, and I want it to be about set in the 90s, or you know what I mean? And it's like, this is the base of the movie, but because of these criteria, they're like, well, now he has to have one black friend or one Latin friend, or it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it changes the dynamic of whatever that person had to, exactly. And it changes the dynamic of whatever that film could have been. But again, like I said, there's a double-edged sword, because like you do want that, like you do want different people to be acting, not just the same people all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
If
they fit the role, yeah.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's like you're not. It's cool, and I don't mind seeing a black person. I don't mind seeing a Latin person act or whatever, as long as they've earned that and they're that good, right? Like no one complains about frickin' Denzel Washington when he makes a movie. He's a great actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
and he's not cast in roles because they needed to fit a criteria, right?
Typecast.
Like
the typecast.
Yeah, they're not typecasting him. Like he will. We know he'll give a great performance, and so that's why he's cast in roles. Like he can pick the roles he wants, right? Because he's that good. But
yeah,
I think that one of the things I was watching on TikTok, a lot of people were saying, like, even the people behind the scenes that do the lighting, that do the, you know, the sets, the makeup, the hair, the costume work, they're going through that same sort of scrutiny. Whereas like if you don't check the boxes, they're not considering you to hire you for the project, because they're trying to check as many boxes as possible. And so a lot of like just production people are having a hard time finding work as a result of this. And it's sad. It's like,
yeah,
why are we not, I don't know.
I want to say this because I'm wondering if this is a thing that can happen, and I haven't looked into this. Maybe you know, but is there a way for someone to create a new Hollywood that is strictly their own streaming way, where they don't have to follow these particular set of rules? Kind of like, I know we talked about Bent Key or whatever, right? That guy, I forget his name right now, something Scorpio. No, that's the guy from The Simpsons.
Scorpio.
You know, I don't know if you remember. He's
Yeah.
a villain. No, something Scarpino. No, I don't forget his name right now. But the Bent Key dude.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Oh my gosh, whatever. But he's trying to create like content based on like having it not be for like
Trying
I
not
don't
to
know,
have
any sort of like politics added to it, right? Exactly. And so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like because they're trying to do that, wonder if like they still are able to create content without having to go through like the Hollywood of what needs to be. I mean, I guess you can, right? Nothing's stopping you. There's a bunch of like TikTok like videos and YouTube videos of people who do really cool content on a budget, and they do it the way they want to, and they don't have Hollywood like basically controlling what they do with their content. unless eventually they get like partnered up, and then they have to start like obviously have to follow a certain set of rules where they can't say some things. I don't know. But for the most part, that content is being created, right?
Yeah, and I think like more people are getting their content from TikTok, from YouTube, from streaming platforms that aren't necessarily the big ones, right? Like I think like there is market for smaller creators to come in and capture that audience. And I know we're going to talk about AI in a bit too, but I was going to say Angel Studios, the one that did the Sound of Freedom that we watched. They're making basically a platform that's independent of Hollywood, right? And like I think actors, they're getting pretty big name actors to join some of their movies. They're smaller productions, right? But the reason why people are coming over is because of the way they have their funding set up. And I feel like actors and production people, they just want to make good content, right? They just want to do good craft. It's not necessarily about, what agenda is being pushed. They just want to be able to showcase their work, right? Like I just want to say like I did a great job on this movie, acting or directing or whatever it is, right? And I think more smaller grassroots studios are going to come along and do that. But yeah, we're definitely going to have to talk about AI because
yeah, we will definitely. Yeah, but I just want to say one thing because I didn't get to finish my thought. But
okay, sorry.
If people, no, you're fine. Because I just remembered what I wanted to say. But like, people don't need to follow the Oscar rules unless you're gonna go for an Oscar, right? There's
True.
like we talked about this before. There's all kinds of content out there. You just need to look for it. And sadly, it's so just there's so much of it out there that it's hard to pinpoint what's good. So a lot of people do word of mouth, or something gets picked up on TikTok and or like some sort of advertising or somewhere it comes up and people like either they make it with what they filmed and or it just never gets the light of day. And that's the thing about Hollywood, right? It's keeping what they want to show you up there, and what you actually want to see is suppressed. And I think that's the big issue, is just like following through with what content you should be watching. Because obviously we always talk about this, but vote with your wallet. Like if you don't want to see a certain kind of content, don't go watch it. Like they speak numbers, and they're gonna see like, man, nobody wants to see this movie. Maybe we should reevaluate ourselves.
Yeah, it's good. I agree with you. Definitely vote with your wallet. And I think also the Oscars will continue to lose its luster if they don't start recognizing what the population is wanting, right? Like if they're only kind of in their bubble and it's a party for them, and it's not really a party to celebrate the best of everything, right? It's just the best of our little bubble, and nobody, like, it's going to lose its value, right? To get an Oscar is not going to mean anything like it used to, because it used to be that is the best of all the movies that came out that year. And now it's like a select few that meet this certain criteria. So yeah, I mean, like you're saying, like, it doesn't matter if you're going to go to some other studio and you don't have to worry about whether or not I'm going to win an Oscar, right?
Yeah, you just want to make sure you're making money. This is the big thing. I'm sorry, you see me mumbling my words there. I think the one big thing I'm curious about is I'm wondering if eventually people are going to catch wind of this in terms of like what the kind of content they're getting, and we just start getting a bunch of like movies that don't fit the criteria of Oscars, and like you said, they're kept in their bubble, and you only get these certain movies that are like, set for this particular demographic of people that like this kind of content. You know what I mean? Like eventually content's going to separate. I mean, you already have that. Like I said, you got to go look for it, but Oscars has been such a big name for most things. What's stopping someone else from creating another award show for something that doesn't meet these sort of criteria? Because it can happen, right? I think talk a little bit about games, right? We had
the Watch Closely Awards. Sorry,
the Watch Closely. I mean, if we get big enough, but we don't even have time to watch most of the movies, dude. Could you imagine? How would we do that? I mean, but
if that was our
job,
we'd
right?
definitely watch the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. but you know what I mean? Like when gaming was doing award shows, they have the Game Award Show, and like it's more advertising, and like people don't really like it as much because it doesn't feel like it's actually contributing to like video games as a whole, like actually, being
Mhm.
for the games is what people say. But then there is like I think the Dice Awards, and that celebrates gaming, and people are like, this is the award show that everybody should watch. You know what I mean? So there's like that's the thing with like Hollywood. I feel like we don't have maybe like a competitor to compete against these things because I don't know, either no one has, wanting to do it, or maybe they don't allow them to. I don't know because I don't know the rules. I don't know if there's like a thing where it's like you're not a what's this? You're not in our writers guild, so you can't even do this. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that. Like I said, well,
right. You're not in our club. Like, how do you have the power to?
You don't
like,
have the
even-
power to do anything. But I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I kind of feel like if you have money, I'm pretty sure you can have the power to do anything you'd
Well,
want to.
the other thing they got to realize is like the Oscars are not unique, right? Like there are award shows all over the world. Like Bollywood has their own award shows. Japan has their own film awards. China like has their own film awards. So like someone could definitely come along, like you're saying, and just be like, this is gonna be accounting for everyone. Like anyone can submit a film. We'll review anyone's film, and this will be the definitive award that you want to win. And I like, why not?
Yeah.
Right? I
That
think
would
we're
be
in a
cool.
place where people are open to that.
But again, it's going to be different. It's going to be more difficult because here in the Oscars, because they're meeting the criteria, they're essentially making they're making a bottleneck, right? Like like a bottleneck, right? Only
Mhm.
certain
A
things
filter.
can get through, right? They're filtering out everything. So there's all these movies that are trying to get through, and they won't make it. Only a select few because of the criteria. Had this bottleneck not been there, we could get a bunch of random crap that maybe no one
I mean,
should be
yeah.
watching, like like I don't know, like
It goes back
movies,
to like
you know what I mean?
the People's Choice Awards versus the the Hollywood Filmmaker Awards, right? Because you could do majority votes, but then like how not everyone's going to be watching every movie, and it's just you're going to just be popular, like whoever's the popular one at the time. You need to have experts in the field, people who are like actually creating that craft, voting on these things, like how the Oscars is set up currently, or how it was in the day. Like you were getting, if you had a background, like you had experience in directing, you had experience in like creating motion pictures, like it was the best of the best, right? That's why like the Actors Guild Awards was so great for the actors, right? Because it's like I'm being voted on by my peers, and that makes total sense, right? So if you're gonna do something like the Oscars, competing against the Oscars, that's more for everyone, you'd have to bring in people that are experts to judge these movies, right? And so it would take a lot of coordination, but it could happen. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility for sure. But yeah, I wanted to talk about one thing though that's definitely going to shake up the system even more than just like the Oscar rules. And I wanted to talk about this real quick because I don't know if we touched on it too much, but have you seen what's going on with OpenAI's Sora? This is definitely going to change Hollywood in the next couple of years. And I don't know if you've watched this, Ernie, but some of these videos, like this is completely generated by AI. And
Yeah, dude, I have seen. I saw this one doing a landscape shot or something, and it looked really neat. I'm like, and it was like
Look at
all
this.
AI. Yeah,
historical footage of California during a gold rush. That's
that
crazy.
is wild.
So this is text to video, right? This is just typing in text and AI generates the text. I feel like this has to be the future, right? This is the future of filmmaking. People are going to be able to create entire movies just by writing out a story. And
This is gonna be so interesting, but because it's gonna be like
looks so real.
it's gonna
Sorry,
be
go
like a well-written script. You know how like people write scripts, and it's like if it's a well-written thing, being able to manipulate AI to create basically like what takes like 20 people to make. You know what I mean? Is gonna be
Right.
such a game changer, but it's also gonna cause a rift because again, like I talked to you about like the filter, that bottleneck, right? Because we've had a bottleneck of you have to be a creative to make something like this. I'm not saying we're not creative, Jace, but if I'm able to make a movie without any experience or going to school for filmmaking by just typing, oh, I want to watch a movie about a squirrel, in the style of Pixar, who falls in love, and it just becomes like this hit of a movie, and it's like, what I mean?
I think from that perspective, you have to. It's going to come down to the liberal arts people, the people that are good storytellers, right? The people that know how art works and like how to captivate somebody's imagination, and like good storytellers, I think are going to become really essential going forward. Like the writers, right? The writers that we just went on strike about like they are going to become so essential because we have the ability to just type in things and get amazing results, but now you have to be able to craft a good story, right? Like, yeah, I can output this photorealistic eye, but how's it going to hold my attention, right? How's it going to be something that leads into a greater story, or something that,
or a scene, something that's gonna,
scene,
yeah. But that's the thing. I feel like, because, well, I mean, most art is copied, right? Most art isn't something. Not a lot of it is pretty. It's been taken from something, is what I'm trying to say. So I think if you're like, that's the thing, is like, you can steal someone's work. I want to have a pan shot like Dennis Villeneuve. I'm not saying that correctly, but I want to have a shot like his with a sort of Man of Steel vibe, and it makes like this whole, you know what I mean? Like, you're stealing from these creators. That's the bad thing about AI, is like, you don't use your own creative mind. I get what you're saying about, like, having writers and all that. It does make sense that they're going to be a lot more prominent in their roles for AI, but also, like, I'm telling you, it's gonna really come down to like what people are looking for, because someone's gonna be like, I want to make a episode of The Office, but I want it to be about the school district, Abbott Elementary. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
yeah, I mean, people are.
I mean?
I'm sure they're already. I think when I was looking into this, I always stumbled across like what like Mark Cuban, basically, like he's really into AI right now. He's even setting up like a class. I don't know if you probably can't hear the audio, can you?
No, I cannot.
But
I want you to do his voice, and I want you to say
it's a beast, Morgan. I'll tell you. Oh, I can't do his voice.
Oh, man. I'll buy that for $130,000. I don't know.
There are people in Dallas that will say, but he's basically saying there's going to be two types of companies, right? There's the people that know how to use AI to their advantage, and the people that don't, right? So I think it bodes well.
Sorry, in front of the cast.
Hey,
Mauro here. it's a bomb and a thing. I don't know if that's Oppenheimer he's trying to mention, or is that a fart? A bomb.
Maybe
fart.
it's like explosion and then going into the wind. Okay, I wanted to get into one more thing. I don't know. Let me see if I have it up. I do. So one thing though, that this kind of like is a sign of the times, right? That AI might become such a disruptive thing, and I wanted to talk about this because this came out a couple weeks ago, but we never talked about it.
Yeah, I saw this.
Tyler Perry put his $80 million studio expansion on hold after seeing what AI Sora was doing, and he's saying jobs are going to be lost. Right? This article, I'll just read kind of the synopsis, but he had this huge expansion for his studio. Like he has a film studio where he does like the Medea movies and stuff. Like he's very successful in what he does. But he was going to expand his studio to be able to produce more content. And after what he was seeing with AI, he decided to just put the whole thing on hold due to the rapid advancement in this AI technology. It says he highlights that the technology's potential is so drastically the technology's potential to drastically change production processes, emphasizing both its efficiencies and its significant risk, the significant risk it poses to the jobs in the industry. Perry is advocating for regular measures and industry-wide cooperation to address these challenges. I really don't think they're going to be able to put it back into the bottle, right? Like, I don't think they're going to be able to regulate it. It's just a tool. You got to like figure out how to use this tool. But the fact that he's scared and he put everything on hold means that this was powerful enough that he saw this. He's like, this is the future. Like, this is where we're headed. I don't need to build this huge studio, right? It's crazy. This is just a a taste of like it's only going to get better, right? Like this is the worst that AI is currently, and it will only get better.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. I think it's an interesting time we live in, and
Yeah, it's really
didn't even
cool.
talk-
It's really neat. I mean, I like exactly kind of where we're headed, but also like I don't want to lose the artistic value of a person creating something from scratch. You know what I mean? I think that I don't want to lose its soul on creativity. I think that's like the big worry most probably have. It just doesn't bode well with me that you're going to be able to create something with mere words, you know what I mean? And AI just creates the rest for you. I think the big
Yeah.
thing about AI right now though is that if me and you have the same maybe sort of like message or something written for AI, for the most part it'll come out very similar. I think there was like I don't know if it was a Senate or someone like one of those Congress people, but they had said an apology or something, and the way it sounds, it's like it was AI created, and someone went on AI or someone went on ChatGPT or something, and they typed something and they almost came out with the same thing or something like that.
oh, really? It was the same, almost the
Yeah,
same
it was
response.
like very similar or something like I forgot what it was, but it's just like that's the thing about AI. Like you said, it isn't there, but it's gonna get even better, and I think that's the scary thing because you won't even know if someone actually created it or not. Like I was looking at a billboard the other day for Yoshinoya. It's like a restaurant. It was a Japanese food, I believe. And I was like, dude, this looks AI created.
Oh,
This just looks AI created, but I'm like, I don't know if it is though. But I'm pretty sure it is.
I have no doubt that people are going to be using this for everything, right? And I think it's just it's getting more and more complex. Like people are the smartest people in the world are figuring out ways to use this to create more better tools and more interesting ideas. Like I saw this. I don't know if you saw this robot. They put OpenAI into the robot, and they're asking it questions, and it had never seen the table, right? But it was able to like scan the table. It knew that what was on the table. It knew where the guy was that was talking to him.
Oh my
And
gosh, dude, we're
he was asking him like,
for-
"Give me something to eat," and then he scans the table and he's like, he's like, "Why did you hand me the apple?" And he's like, "This was the only thing that was edible on the table, and so I handed you the apple." And then he says, "Where do you think the plate and the cup should go?" And he says, "Well, probably in the dish rack." And then he moves the
oh
plate
my
and the things.
gosh.
It's
and then
so cool.
And
dude.
did it say, "I did not murder him"? Did it say that after?
No.
Jeez.
But like imagine like okay, so if we can apply this to a household not a maid but like a household assistant, right, that can go and clean the rooms and can do the dishes and fold the laundry, like plus all the tech jobs, right? Software development, that's going to go probably it's just ones and zeros, so it's just going to be taken over by AI. Think of all the things that will eventually get taken over by AI, and then what's left, right? It's going to be the storytellers, the philosophers, the creative art people, me and you when we, that are philosophizing about movies. Like, I feel like, and also maybe to an extent, some of like the arts with like food and stuff, like those type of people I think will stick around. But a lot of like the menial stuff, like it's going to change in the next 5 years, right? We're going to have some wild stuff.
Yeah, dude. What you want is that smart house, dude.
Oh yeah,
Have you ever seen
I'm
that
already like
Disney
into
movie?
that smart house.
You already know talk about the Disney movie or like
Which one?
the mom gets like into the system and it becomes like her controlling the house. You don't remember this?
Oh,
It's like an old Disney movie, like 1999. It came out, I believe, like around the time like maybe Goofy, Toy Story had come out.
smart. Is it just called Smart House?
It's called Smart House. Yeah, like the Cooper House has a mind of its own, and it's like the lady Peg from freaking it's a Disney original movie. It's one of those. You don't
Is it
remember
like one
this?
of those like old?
Yeah.
Is it this?
Let me see. I can't see on your screen. No. Wait, let me see.
This is the one that's called Smart House in 1999.
Yeah, so that's the one.
Is that Shia LaBeouf? Just really young.
No, I don't think so. Let me see. I want to look.
Is this
up.
it? I don't know. I haven't seen Smart House, so you'll have to tell me.
Yeah,
She's
it's
like, hey,
Katie
this is what you're gonna
Seagal.
wear.
Yeah,
So the
yeah, bad, dude. Let me see. Skip ahead. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Do you not?
I've never seen
remember
this.
this movie. Yeah, but she goes like crazy. I think
She's locking down the house. She's like, "You'll never leave."
This is what you want, Jason.
This is what I want. Oh my gosh, she like electrocutes the doorknob.
Yeah.
I'm a mother like no other.
There it is.
That's
dude.
awesome. I had no idea. I wanted to watch this now.
You should. It's a good movie. I haven't seen that movie in quite some time, but it was pretty fun.
That's funny. No, I mean,
I was
like,
asking my wife about it right now, and she's like, "What movie's that?" And she's like, "13 Ghosts." I was like, "That's not 13 Ghosts." Movie. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Oh my gosh, look at that cat. That looks real. Well, the face obviously doesn't look real. Look, there's some work to be done on that nose. But that cat looks real.
I'm gonna make it.
That's crazy, dude.
I'm waiting for AI to be able to like. Yeah, I kind of want this too. I kind of want to make. I can't wait for AI to like be able to like scan my face, and then I can put myself in movies with like I don't know, some crazy body like Chris Pratt's body in Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I make my own Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's like very low budget. and it's
I feel like you can already face replace like that.
Oh, I thought you said I feel like you could already look like Chris Pratt. I'm like, thank you.
I feel like you're already Chris Pratt.
I appreciate that. I work out, I just kidding.
You guys got to see him after class. See him after class. But yeah, dude, you could do it. I think that'll be a thing,
crazy. Right? What?
Oh,
yeah, catfishing people.
Yeah, that's gonna get real bad.
That's gonna be really bad. Like once people are, because Photoshop has always been a big thing, right? Being able to do all that stuff, but I think once like people get really into it, like I think right now there's like AI women that are obviously fake AI creations, and there's like dudes that are like, man, I want your number, or like people are falling for
wasn't
it.
that on TikTok or something, right?
Yeah,
or was it
like Instagram AI models? And
yeah, but you can actually talk to them, and they'll give you feedback, and they'll be like, oh, don't worry, you should do this, or like I'm your friend, tell me your troubles.
I mean, hopefully they don't sound like that, but you make her sound like real, like
you're like, that sounds innocent.
You made him sound like a real robot, like back in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like hello, I am a robot. Like it's not. I'm pretty sure they sound a lot better. Have you not heard Siri now? I made mine sound Australian.
Yeah. And you can change the voice, right?
Yeah, and she goes, turn left, right, or whatever. Oh no, wait, that was an Australian.
Australian.
I can't do a good Australian voice, but it's.
But that's crazy because I mean, if you had a digital companion that you could talk to and it would remember everything, every conversation that you had, right?
It's called Meg.
Or yeah, well, yeah. Are you talking about the movie with
the little doll?
Little thing. Oh, that's true. The Meg 2 is gonna come out, right?
No, not the Meg 2. You're
talking about Megan?
Megan, no, I thought I said Megan. I said
he's like
the Meg. The Meg is the stupid shark, huh?
The shark. Which would be awesome too.
Imagine having a freaking AI shark with you at all times.
Oh man,
that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if you guys have ever. This is what I would want. I don't know if you guys, friends of the cast here, if you guys ever played the game Destiny. Destiny has this thing called a ghost that essentially is like a little robot, kind of follows you wherever you go, and it tells you stories. It basically is like a big proponent of that game and knows a lot of stuff. Like I would like that, where it's just floating with me, seeing things. That little thing right there. It used to be played by Peter Dinklage, the Dinklebot they called it, but now it's another guy.
The Dinklebot.
The Dinklebot. Yeah. Look, watch it. Type in Dinklebot.
Wait, I'm scared, dude. Dinklebot.
Dinklebot.
DINKL. Dinklebot Destiny.
Dinklebot Destiny. Yeah.
I was scared it was gonna be something else.
No. It's not gonna be. Dude, you know what's funny is you're showing us this. See, look at him. It's funny because you're showing me you're showing Friends of the Cast and I what you're scrolling through, and I'm over here trying to scroll through it as well.
Oh, you're like, no, scroll down.
I was like, no, I had my mouse in my hand, and I'm like, trying to scroll down.
So, do we want to talk at all about TikTok? Because the TikTok ban just got passed. Do you have any thoughts on?
Well, I mean, I don't have I kind of wanted to talk to you about this. I know TikTok is on its way to be banned. I think they're
break it down. What's happening?
So right now, they're trying to pass the Foreign Adversary Control Applications Act, which I think it received like about 352 votes in favor for it. If it's signed into law, the bill could lead TikTok to split from ByteDance and sell it. So essentially, they're gonna be not in hands of the Chinese anymore. I think they were saying that Bobby Kotick, which was an ex-CEO of Activision, wanted to buy it and bring it to just like be an American thing. But I mean, it's probably going to be passed. I think it's already passed, so it's going to President Joe Biden's hands, and I think he was already talking about how he wants to like put the bill into law because there was like this whole thing about what is it called? Security concerns, right? And so they wanted to stop that by taking away TikTok or whatever. And I don't want to really get into all the bills and all that. I don't really care. I'm not going to get into that. The real thing about this that I really wanted to get into you with about is if we do lose TikTok, like nobody buys it, TikTok just goes vamoose, kind of like Vine did. Like, what is going to be the big sort of like consequence of it? Like, we do get a lot of advertisement. We do get a lot of people making a lot of little short content, and it's fun, and we get a lot of comedy out of it. And I know Twitter kind of was going through this particular phase recently where they were posting like, why shouldn't TikTok get deleted? And everyone was posting like years of like random TikTok videos that they had saved that they're like, this video saved my life, or this video was hilarious. And it's like a bunch of funny things. And it's like, where do you see us heading if this does happen? That was my big question. Friends of the cast, Jason's muted. He doesn't want you to hear his thoughts. He's like, he was like, nah, you're not gonna hear what I have to say.
I'm like,
right?
oh, you're not gonna hear what I have to say.
He doesn't want to tell you. He doesn't want to tell you.
I was just thinking. I don't think it's funny because Biden is on TikTok. Like he's using TikTok, and you know he's trying to promote his himself in the campaign for the next year. I don't see this actually solving anything. I think if, say for some reason it did get passed and you can no longer download TikTok onto your phone, it's weird. I don't agree with it because I think nobody should have control over what apps you download onto your phone to begin with. I think that's a ridiculous notion. But I know, like, didn't India just like randomly take kick off TikTok as well? I think they just randomly pulled it the other day. Was it India banned TikTok without reason, right? Without warning. 2 million people learned to live without it. So I think what's going to happen is if it does just go away, I think people are just going to find an alternative, right? Like they're just going to,
someone's going to
some developer's going to jump in and make something new because I think people are tired of being forced into one type of media, right? Like they want to be able to see both sides. They want to be able to have conversations and do the live streams where they're talking to people. And I think the way TikTok has created its community to allow you to find, it's just like YouTube, right? Like you can find content for things like there's a whole series of TikToks where it's like things I didn't know, until I got older or whatever, right? And like you're saying, people have taken classes and courses and they've learned more things from TikTok than like the real world because
that's the thing though. It's like that's cool. I like that, but also
I like that too.
You can't believe everything you see on TikTok, guys. Don't believe
for sure,
everything you see on there. I think a friend of the cast, Lex, was telling me recently that he saw this TikTok where it's like, come to this place in Vegas where it's Harry Potter theme, and it's all and it sold him. He's like, I'm sold. I'm there. I mean, this is not.
He's
what
like,
he
I'm going,
said
and then
verbatim.
they found out it wasn't real.
But he went, and he said the only thing that they had was a broom. That was the closest thing.
Are you talking about the Wonka world?
No, it was sort of like that. Yeah, the freaking glass glow Wonka world. Yeah, sort of like that. But I mean, I think he said that there was another location, and probably that other location was the one. But they had made it seem like it was this particular Vegas location that had housed this whole like Harry Potter theme, and he said it was like nothing like that. They had like one drink that was probably like Harry Potter themed, and I'm like, maybe it was like seasonal or something. But yeah, so don't believe everything. Like I was telling my wife this because She used to, not anymore because I started making fun of her, but she used to send me these videos where it's like, oh, go to this restaurant and go try this out. And every time she would send me that, everyone would always say it's like 30 minutes away. Or like go to this beach, it's like 30 minutes away. Everything is 30 minutes away. I'm like, dude, the hell's not. It's nothing is 30 minutes away. You know, all these all these freaking places are like super far. They're all scattered. But I don't know, it's just random.
Dude, the videos your wife always sends me food videos, and the videos she sends are so like tantalizing, dude. I want to like go tonight. Like whenever she sends me, it's like,
yeah, because
that's
that's
birria tacos you've ever had.
See, it's funny because I know she sends you that because I know that's what you like to watch. Because then later you'll send
Jason.
Because then you'll send me movie stuff, and then like one random one will be like this food, and then you're like, we should go, and I'm like, hell yeah. But we never end up going. We just always send these videos. Like,
yeah, that's true. Well, one of them I actually did go to, and I saw, you know, there's a local guy that he always makes like California, LA videos of like, you know, and I was like, this one's pretty close. We should go. And I ended up going with my wife, and I remember being so let down because it was like nothing like the video. It was good. It was okay, but it wasn't like the video makes it so like. It tickles the senses, right? It tickles the eyes where you see like the cheese pull and like whatever it is, right? They make it look so good, and of course they did it to promote the business, right? That's why.
Yeah,
that's why the guy made the video in the first place, and so yeah, you can't believe everything you see.
Wait,
on TikTok,
it wasn't like that? You said, huh?
It wasn't the experience that I was getting from the video.
That's really sad. I hate that, dude. Because my wife had sent me this video of this place. I like chicharrones and then, sorry, man, I'm drooling about it, man.
Chicharrones.
Chicharrones, dude. And this guy goes like, I'm going to try this chicharron. And he's like, I'm going to get this avocado they gave me. Guacacado. I don't know. He says some stuff, and he takes a bite, all juicy looking. I'm like, man, I want to go. But I'm like, also, like, if I go and I'm it's not great, I'll be pissed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean, that's why you read the comments. I think a lot of people will
maybe, but most comments are like, that looks good. Wow, bomb.com or something stupid like that.
There's some they'll be like, I went, it wasn't as good, or they'll call them out. I think people call them out in the comments usually.
I want to see. Hold on, I want to ask.
What were we gonna say?
Wait, Dan, when we went to go get tacos in LA for that Michelin star,
we're close to getting her on the cast, guys.
Yes. Oh, see, so this is one. So we went to you were there as well, Jace. So we went to the LA taco spot, and they had
Avenue 52, I think it is.
Yeah, and then they have a Michelin star, and those tacos are freaking delicious. That is the one place that we've gone where I can wholeheartedly tell you guys it's definitely worth it. Man, see, we should just make a TikTok about food, dude. And we would get all these followers, and all we would do is
26. Shoot, 52. Where did I get Avenue 26? Delicious. Yeah. Definitely go. It's changed a lot since we first went. Like, it's become a thing. Like, the whole street gets filled with delicious vendors. But yeah, it's worth
no, not that one, bro. I'm talking about a way different one. I know which one you're talking about.
I was talking about Avenue 52.
This. No, the one we went to where it was like a little building. It was just one, and the line was across, and you guys got there kind of late. But we bought your tacos, or I bought your tacos.
Oh, are you talking about Sonora? Oh, that place.
Do you remember
that place was good. I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, we got there late, and then we sat right in the front. Right, we got a little booth in the front. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, you're muted, I think, but this guy's muted again. Look at this guy. Friends of the cast doesn't want to share the information.
Oh wait, you're right. No, you made it sound like you.
Sorry, I was trying to give it back to you.
That was good. Dude, they had a really good blue corn tortilla. I'm sorry, you got me. He brought it back. Friends of the cast, that's Jason. He brought it back. What were you saying, though?
Yeah, if you can figure out what it was.
Made, bro. I'll figure it out. And
look it up.
Once my wife yells at me right now, she's behind me. She's
on it,
sitting down, crisscross applesauce, as the kids used to call it.
But that's why personally I love TikTok too. Is like you discover, it's the discovery of things. But let's get back to the bill real quick. I wanted to say one thing while she's looking that up, dude. The thing about the bill is like I don't like the whole reason why they want this, and this gets into a little bit of conspiracy theory territory, because I watched that Cat William I watched that Cat William interview with Joe Rogan. This guy, he's at most or at least he's very interesting to listen to. But they make a good point about the information, right? Whoever holds the information is the one that has the power. And the reason why I think they're trying to take the Chinese government out of the equation for TikTok, they still want the TikTok, right? But they don't want the Chinese to hold the control of the TikTok. They want their own government to hold control of the TikTok. And so the conspiracy
so they can
is
control what they show you, right?
They want the information, right? They want to know what they're missing from TikTok because everyone's going to TikTok and they're like, how are we supposed to control the masses? Like, this is very conspiracy, but like, it's like, how do we control the masses if we don't have the full picture, right? We don't know what they're talking about over on this app. So it's like, let's sell it, sell your bits over to the government, the US. And I mean, obviously China could do the same thing, right? China could take our information and do nefarious things to like, send fake messages into the masses as well. Like they could be doing that right now. We don't know, but yeah, it's just interesting that how quickly this thing got passed off the US House tells you that this was high priority for them, right? They're like, we need that information. We need whatever.
That's interesting because like there's a bunch of other things that could be happening.
Yeah, there's so many other things that are on the House floor right now.
Yeah, that we could definitely be fixing.
Of all the things, this is the most important. Yeah.
Now let me tell you, our youth's mind are what we need.
We gotta mold those minds.
There was a quote one time I saw. I think it was like a church who had made the mistake of like reusing the quote, but it was something Adolf Hitler said. It's like control the youth, control the future, or something like that.
I mean, it's true, right?
It is true, but it's kind of scary. But it was Adolf Hitler, and it's like something. Obviously, we don't condone that guy, but it's just funny because they had used that, and it's like it makes sense, right? My wife just actually in front of the cast. My wife. She just told me where it was. She said it was Villas. I know. Imagine if she hated the cast and I'm on it. Villas Tacos. So Villas Villas Tacos.
Oh, Villas Tacos.
Villas Tacos, Los Angeles.
Oh, dude,
man, we're just sponsoring
free
them.
press just for that.
Yeah, that's the win. We're giving free press and press, and they're not giving us tacos.
Goodness. Dude. Oh my!
Look at that, dude. So look at that's the blue corn tortilla, and that's the cheese.
Those were delicious. Those were really
dude.
Good.
I think I would have liked to have had like 7 of those bad boys, dude.
We should go back.
We should go. What are you doing tomorrow?
I'm working, bro. But maybe later. Maybe later. Dude, we're not going at 9. Let's ask the Dinklebot, see what he thinks. But
wait, you're off at 9?
No, I'm just saying. Like, I don't want to go at 9 because that's usually when you're free.
No. We're gonna go early. We'll probably take the kid. The only reason I'm not free to do things by myself is when I have the kid. But if the kid can come, that's fine.
All right, the kid can come. Let's go. I'm down. Any other thoughts about TikTok?
Yeah, who's this lady in the middle? Is she like a thing or something, or what is she?
I really don't know, but this is just what the article is talking about. What happened in Washington, and they're just highlighting that there's 170 million Americans that use TikTok right now, and maybe she's a small business owner, because a lot of small businesses are getting a lot of money from TikTok Shop, right? They're really pushing TikTok
true.
Shop last Christmas. Right. It grew like crazy. So,
what about Temu?
Temu,
or what's that one that
Temu,
Asian, Asian like Amazon that sells
the orange Temu. Yeah, dude, that app is persistent. I downloaded that once, and they try to hook me with like these little games and stuff to like. It's not terrible, but yeah, not as good as TikTok. TikTok is so easy to just like go boom, 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 and like you're done. You're checking out already.
Well, does this lady? She said she's a business owner. Does she sell cleaning supplies?
she's got the genie ring, right? Like at her little ear.
No. She kind of looks like. My bad. I feel bad.
That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. I was saying like Mr. Clean.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She's got the little. Yeah. Is it Mr. Clean a genie? Maybe.
Oh, is he a genie?
Oh, no. I just
thought he was a really burly man who helped you clean.
Mr. Clean's not for us anymore.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he ever was. Like Mr. Brawny.
It was Mr. Clean like for the new age.
Oh.
Sorry. That's where I was going.
Oh God! I was gonna
Put a chick in our Mega 11K. Sorry.
they them clean.
They did them clean. So speaking of the modern age, dude, we got to get into this this trailer, bro. What did you think of this trailer? If I can get to it. True Love Never Dies. Can I make it full? I can't make it full screen, huh? There we go. Obviously, we're not going to get the audio, but what did you think?
No, but
dude?
I want to say, I love you so much.
I love you so much.
Dude, I mean, the trailer looked actually pretty decent. Like, I actually want to watch the movie. I think I was telling you prior to the last cast, I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch this movie. I don't like the way Alexander Skarsgård is looking. He looks.
We should say
dumb.
it's the Crow movie for people watching or listening in audio.
That is correct. That is the
The
Crow
Crow
movie. I
trailer came
apologize.
out.
It
But
did.
yeah, Skarsgård. You didn't like the way he looked?
I don't like the way he looked. I wanted him to be white face, like that ghost face that they do for the original movies. But obviously they changed it up a little bit. But it looks good. Like I'm curious to see kind of like where they head. It looks a lot more violent, like very hyper violent. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff going on. Like
Do you think it's more violent than the original? Because I haven't seen the original.
yeah, dude, definitely. It looks a lot more violent. Granted, I haven't seen the originals in quite some time, but I don't remember being like, dang, did they just do that? Like in the trailer, he shoots this dude's like freaking shoots this dude's head off with like a shotgun. He gets shot with a shotgun. Like it looks
He gets
pretty
shot multiple
brutal.
times, just keeps going. It's kind of like he feels kind of superhero-ish in a way in this
He
one,
is
right?
sort of. I mean, he's based on a comic, so I mean, it makes sense. But
Oh, that's true.
it looks cool. I think this trailer is like, geez, like it's the whole movie. Like I
Right?
already saw
That's
the
the
movie.
thing I didn't like about it. I was like, why are you showing me everything? Like, this is the whole movie.
That's the thing. It's like there is. We always talk about this, right? I've talked about it with horror movies and trailers, but sometimes they show too much and sometimes they show too little, and then there's like that grade in between of something. But like most trailers are just like this is a good trailer. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like it shows too much. Like I feel like I know everything about the movie already. Like look at all this stuff. I'm sure there's gonna be more things that they don't add, but I think we talked about this with with the horror movie. I forgot which one it was last time that you saw, and you're like, what did you say? You're all, you're like, I feel like that was all. The whole movie was there, and then we saw the movie, and you're like, I saw this in the trailer, like, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was it? I forget.
I forgot what movie it was, bro. That's why I was hoping you would remember, but yeah,
They do that a lot. I don't know why this one's definitely not going to be the theater version, dude. It's definitely a rated R trailer, but I felt like it's not. I mean, I haven't seen The Crow, so I can't say that this was any better or any worse. But this movie does give me a superhero vibe, and the premise is cool. I don't know if the premise is the same as the original.
yeah, it's the same thing.
I
But,
feel like
mean,
people were
they
saying there's
changed
more
stuff.
supernatural elements, right?
I
Sorry,
think they made
interrupted.
it look a little bit more like Constantine. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie with Keanu
Yeah,
Reeves.
a little more. Yeah,
A little more like that, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's moments of like supernaturalness. That sounded funny. Supernatural stuff in the other ones, but not as heavily as this one, or at least I don't recall her butt.
the
This is
comments
random.
unnecessary sex scene. This is
that what it said?
garbage. Frog of shame. I love reading the comments, bro. Pass. A lot of people are not down. A lot
Yeah,
of people
it's
saying the
because,
guy looks like
again,
the Joker.
Yeah, he does. It's because I'm telling you. See, this is
That's the Crow right there.
I can't rain all the time. This is how cool. Look how cool he looks.
Yeah, and even the music in the trailer, right? It was different sort of vibe than that grunge rock you got in the original one.
Yeah, it's a different time. They're trying to change it up. I think they use like some sort of like rap. That guy gets up.
He's like, what is this? He's like, I haven't seen that one. Freaking-
That dude.
He gets up. He's like, I'm out of here.
What is this?
Was it Howie
I
Mandel?
don't.
He's like,
I don't
"What's
even
going
know.
on?"
I don't
It's like,
even
"What's going
know.
on?"
That's awesome. Look at this guy. Look at him. It's like a random video. Oh my gosh,
Dude,
that's
Alex,
awesome.
That's awesome. Looks like ass. This is not the Crow. I mean, okay, if this wasn't tied to the Crow, would it be better? Would it just be like a random movie loosely based on the Crow?
I think if this wasn't based on The Crow, I think people would still compare it to The Crow because it's very similar.
Yeah, they'd be
in
like, "Oh, it's a
story.
Crow
Like,
ripoff."
yeah, like it
I think there's
it
no way
looks-
around it. They're just
there's
gonna,
no way around it. It's gonna be that. I mean, again, I'm still I'm not excited, but I'm here for
You're
it. Like I'm
hopeful.
definitely gonna check it out. Yeah, like I want to check it out. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? I like Alexander Skarsgård. I like what he's been in. I'm curious to see how his take on this particular character. But yeah, it's just there's just little things that bother me about the film. And I think it's just because I'm coming from a fan of the originals that like I
What's
want
the little
that.
things like the
I feel
face?
like right now again like we've only seen the trailer like the characters, the over the top characters like I told you we got Top Dollar, that guy from freaking the movie Nope, and he's all he feels like a big worm and like he has that sweet voice, like like characters like that.
yeah,
Obviously, like I said, the face paint, him being white, the way his dress isn't as cool as the original, like little things like that. But again, like this is a different interpretation of that story, so I don't.
Mm.
It doesn't like bother me wholeheartedly, but there's just little things that I'm more weary about.
It looks okay.
And he's shirtless a lot of the time.
He's
It's like,
shirtless
let
a
me
lot
show
of
you.
the time.
He's like, let me show you my abs I've been working on. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, good for him, right? Like,
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. But I think I want to say this, my little friend here, if I may, Jace. Do you believe now? I know there's like the thing with blackface, whiteface. It's cultural or whatever. I don't think this is why they didn't paint his face. I honestly believe that the reason that they didn't paint his face white is so you can tell that that's still Alexander Skarsgård. Sort of like when they did the movie Dredd with Sylvester Stallone. In the comics, Judge Dredd never takes off his helmet. But in the Sylvester Stallone, because they're like, contractually, we want to see Sylvester Stallone in that, he's always has his helmet off. He only has it in like maybe a few minutes of the beginning of the movie where he's like, I am the law. And then you see the one with Carl Urban where he's playing, I think it's just called Dredd, and he's playing Judge Dredd. He always has the helmet on. You know what I mean? So like I'm thinking you're muted, but I'm thinking that's probably why.
I was gonna say yeah, but like like Dune 2, dude, like Fade Rotha, right? Like
Yeah, but see like that
he's all white and he's all covered up. You still know that's Austin Butler.
exactly.
Like, nobody had any
but,
problem recognizing him.
contractually. Maybe he wants to be known as that. Oh, that's me. That's what I'm telling you. It's like you don't know if that's the case. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is
Oh, but you think Skarsgård had some sort of issue? Oh, sorry,
I mean,
goes back.
possibly, or whoever like his his team
He's
or
like,
whatever.
He's like, if I cover myself, but he's putting black on his eyes. I don't know. I think they were just trying to go for a less, like he does kind of look like a clown, right? Like the old school one, he looks like a scary clown in a way, right? And which maybe they're trying to go less Joker, right? Because Joker's pale white.
I don't know. I feel like the original sort of looks like a Halloween, like more Halloween. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's true.
And I think
But you
this
put a little,
one's
you put a
looking
little
like
red nose
more
on that guy.
different.
Come on now.
He's a
Put
little clown, huh?
You put a little red nose.
We should do that. You should for the
We should,
Photoshop. I'll check a little red nose. See
You
what
should
happens.
Sora it. Go on Chat GPT. and
Oh,
Sora
look at him! He's trying to create a movie already.
But yeah, I mean, the trailer was okay. I'm like if you wanted to watch it, I'd probably watch it with you. Like, it doesn't seem like
I
looks
love
terrible,
that. I
but
love
they
to
did-
hear that. I love to hear that because of me, you're willing to go watch movies, and that
I
makes
mean,
me happy.
I have to
In front of the
because, like,
cast.
you know, it's like same thing with my wife. Like, if she wants to watch the movie, I'm gonna watch it. You know, I'm gonna
I gotcha.
always give it a chance. Give it a chance.
Give it a chance.
I want to talk real quick about these real quick as well. Did the first viewings of Civil War? Remember we saw the trailer for Civil War?
Yeah.
This is Perry, but I was going through some of these reviews, right? She's like, Civil War is phenomenal. Alex Garland's latest holy consumer war movie, an epic but deeply intimate piece that uses the same experience. Like so like Scott dude says it's an effing masterpiece, dude. Riveting, unflinching, scary as hell. A lot of people are saying, oh, there's just Plems, our friend Plems.
That's the Plems, friend of the cast, Jesse Plems, dude.
And isn't he
And he's
married to
like,
her? He's married to
He's
her
married
too,
to her,
right?
but you remember in the movie Date Night, he's like, how can that be profitable for Frito Lay?
Yeah. I sent you the tweet of when he was on the Oscars, right? And he's all thin.
He's all thin, yeah.
And people are like,
what did they do to
don't
my
worry,
boy?
don't worry. A 3 bag of chips will
Tostitos. Yeah,
Tostitos will make it back.
We'll get him back.
That was good. That was good. But like, okay, so obviously this is a very like politically driven movie. Does this sway you at all to want to see the movie? Like,
No, dude, I really want to watch this movie.
oh, you already
I'm
do.
hoping,
Okay.
yeah, no, I definitely want to watch it. I didn't when I had seen the reviews, I was like, this movie's out, but it's not. It's like,
Yeah, it was just the early screening.
It's just the
yeah.
early, and I that pisses me off, dude. I hate that. Cause like, why show me if I can't have it? Have you ever seen that? I always tell you about that gift. But it's like, why show me this if I can't watch it? It bugs the crap out of me, dude. I really want to watch it.
Matt Donato says, I left the movie. I ate tacos. I had a drink and tried to decompress, and still not ready to start processing this one. I think it's my favorite Alex Garland. So I mean, it's getting a lot of great praise. I'm curious. I'm really curious to see what the audience score is going to be. Or not
This is going to be
score, but
definitely a container. From what I've heard, I think it's going to be a contender for like the Oscars. This one and Dune, imagine. That's going to be wild. A lot of people are saying, like, I saw this tweet. I think I might have sent it to you, but I want to, let me see. Let me pull it up because I thought this was really neat. Some guy had said, I think his name was Kyle Alex Brett, but he goes, Oppenheimer cleared. Dune 2 cleared. Yorgo's next film on the way. Ari Aster's next cast is stacked. Gosling has another hit. Monkey Man reviews went crazy. Street saying Civil War is a masterpiece. Is that the 90s feeling I feel? Like he's like, are we going back to like the great movies? This is what he's like.
Oh yeah, dude, the Monkey Man dude got standing ovation. I'm excited for that one too.
I heard, yeah.
Is back. I mean, hopefully it's a good year for movies. We know there's still quite a bit, dude. Okay, the last thing. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking all over the place, but
No, don't worry. Hey. What I tell you about thinking? You leave the thinking to me. Now, go ahead, dude. What's up?
you think with your wallet.
What's on your mind?
The last thing I wanted to talk to you about, and if you have other topics, we can talk about them. But I want to talk about this, bro.
Freaky Friday, dude. Yeah, we could definitely talk about it. Can I mention something really random? I like.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is really, really random. I like to listen to this podcast called The Real Dictators. It's on Spotify, and it basically goes into stories of like I don't know, Adolf Hitler, Kim Jong Un, like Vladimir Putin, stuff like that. And right now, as we were talking, somehow the darn podcast was playing the whole time. Look at it. It's like, oh, you can't even see it.
Oh wait, hey.
How the heck do you even? Oh my gosh! Whatever.
Your green screen's not
even-
gonna work. Dang.
The green screen's not gonna make it work. Whatever. But yeah, it was just on. But continue, please. Let me hear about the Mean Girls.
So I was reading an article that was saying, Lindsay Lohan is returning, right? And she's trying to make a return to Hollywood. She did Parent Trap movies. She was really famous as a young actress, and then she went away for a while. She had a bit of personal issues. She had some addictions and stuff, but she's trying to make a comeback. And the thing that I was like surprised by, she announced, I think it was on some sort of interview. I forget, it was like a People magazine or somebody interviewed her, and she confirmed basically that Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are returning for a sequel to Freaky Friday. And they're so much older now. Like, she's like, how is this going to work? Because the whole point of Freaky Friday for me was that it's a younger person and an older person that switch bodies. And then it's like the funniness of, the younger person having to act in the older person's world and vice versa.
Now
they're
like
both the same age.
I
mean, they're not the same age, but they're both older. Oh, sorry. What were you saying about grandma?
It's could probably be like Jamie Lee Curtis is the grandma, Lindsay Lohan is the mom, and then they have a younger kid, whether it be a boy or girl. Could change up. And I think it's gonna be funny because depending on how they write the script, they could kind of mess with like the new age of kids, like the Gen Z, and like them not like the grandma not understanding what all the kids are talking about. You know, it'd be funny.
Oh, so you think it's not going to be those two switching again? You think it's going to
No,
be like
I
her
mean, I think
kids or
they-
something?
Maybe, yeah, but also I feel like they have to have a kid because, like you said, the big drawing point of the originals was that they were switching from a young to an old. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think, like, you know, middle-aged woman to
Like
like,
two
older,
adults
you
switching
know,
is not that
it
big
just
of a
doesn't.
deal.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like we're both women when
Wait,
we're both adults.
How old is
it'll be fine.
Lindsay Lohan? I don't even know. She's not that old, right?
She's like 37, I think.
yeah.
yeah,
So
she's
she's not like
37.
old, but she's like about to
And
be
Jamie Lee
40.
Curtis is 65.
Yeah, so there's
so
like
maybe-
a big gap. I mean, they could definitely mess with that.
They could play up like the really oldness, like if Jamie Lee Curtis is playing like a super old grandma, and like how it's like, oh, my back, and like, oh, you know, I wake up in the morning and everything hurts, and maybe something like that. But if it's like they're both going to work and they're both like having, you know, jobs, and it's like, oh, okay, it doesn't seem that. I like the idea of maybe the kids, if they have kids, that could
I don't
work.
know.
I didn't think about
I feel
that.
like here. Let me tell you what I think this movie's gonna be like.
All right, tell me.
Lindsay Lohan's character and Jamie Lee Curtis, they had a falling out. And the daughter of Lindsay Lohan, or the kid of Lindsay Lohan, is like, we got to get them back together, and I don't know what to do because I want them to be together. And then all of a sudden they freaking grab whatever the Chinese thing that happened last time, and then they come back, and that's bam.
And that's
there
gonna
you
be
go.
it.
That's how it's gonna
Oh.
be.
You
And then
wrote
they're
the
gonna
movie,
grow to
guys.
love each other again. Bam, friends of
Maybe.
the cast. I just spoiled the movie for you. Just kidding.
It could be.
It just doesn't it sound like that's like something they would write?
Yeah. Do you think it'll be good though? Do you think it'll be like are people wanting this?
I don't know. I mean, what do most people want? Anything?
I mean, I feel like okay. So we watched what was it? The Ricky Stenicki movie with I'm blanking on his name.
John Cena.
John Cena, right?
But did you want it?
I didn't know I wanted it, but I watched it and I enjoyed it. I was like, dude, we haven't had a good silly comedy in a while, and I thought that that's what it was hitting. It was trying to hit the mark of a funny, silly comedy. I think we need more of those for sure.
I agree with you, dude. I gotta watch it because I've been wanting to watch it, but I ended up watching The Nice Guys with Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe.
That
the
one's
other day.
a good movie too.
Hilarious movie. Definitely recommend. And then after that, I for some reason, I got on my TikTok, talking about TikTok, I got this movie with Melissa McCarthy where she's a spy and with Jude Law's in it, Jason Statham. Do you remember this movie? It's a random
Yeah.
movie.
What is that called?
I was watching that. I think it's called Spy. I think.
Oh, it's called
just
Spy. Oh, okay.
And so I was watching that movie, and it's pretty darn funny. And I'm like, man, this one I've never seen this, but I've heard great things. Melissa McCarthy's hilarious. I like her. So it was pretty funny.
So you're down if it's a funny comedy, you'd be like up for it.
No, yeah,
Alright.
definitely. I mean, I like Lindsay Lohan. I watched her when she came back, and I think we talked about it. The Lohan's back when she had made that rom-com for Christmas, and we watched that. I forget what it was called right now, but when I watched that, I was
That
like, I like
Christmas
her.
one?
Yeah. It was nice. It was good. I mean, it was cheesy. I mean, obviously, you guys know my taste. If you don't, from the cast,
Ernie
I like
loves a good cheesy movie.
cheesy rom-com. I like those kinds of things, and that's just me. But like, I liked her in that movie, and I'm like, oh, the Lohan is back, and look at her, she's back with freaking gonna make another movie. Like, it doesn't bother me that they're gonna remake Mean Girls. It's kind of like Mean Girls, Freaky Friday, because like they've already remade Mean Girls, the other one, and they made like a whole musical of it. I haven't even watched it because I have the original. I don't care to watch that one. It's not for me. That's when I always tell you, like, who's this for? And then you're like, who is it for? I don't think they're making anything for us. No, this is what I mean. It's like, that isn't for me, but it was probably for someone else. Like, friend of the cast, Lex saw it. I think he enjoyed it, but I don't know. I think he enjoyed it.
I saw it. It was on like Amazon Prime, I think, right? Or I think
I don't even know, man. I
and
just saw a clip. Well,
it got released to streaming, and I was like, you want to watch it? She's like, my wife was like, no. she just has no interest.
I think friend of the cast, Lex, had sent me like a clip of one of the girls singing one of the songs, and I was like, man, nah.
You're
I
like,
don't want to
nah.
see this. Like, I don't need to see this. I don't
Ernie,
need to see this.
This is rumor territory. Do you want to talk about this though?
Yeah, this is pretty cool. So now I wanted to say this because we have to give the source. The source is a guy or girl, I don't know who it is, but they go by the Twitter handle. Can we get some toast? And they're a pretty reliable source for most things. I kind of looked into them, and a lot of people like follow them. They has like a big following. So like whatever you're seeing MCU film, that's not the original person. It's that person. Can we get some toast? And he says, and I quote, "I can confirm that Henry Cavill will in fact play a Wolverine variant in Deadpool and Wolverine. Fans will be very pleased with his appearance."
Oh,
So, yeah, so he's a pretty reliable source. I mean,
Toast
I
is a
don't know
reliable
what-
source.
huh?
Toast is a reliable source. Can we get
Yeah,
some toast?
yeah. I looked into like his thing. A lot of people saying he's a reliable source. So, and if you go look at like the rumors from other like websites, like pretty prominent ones, like I can't think of ones right now off the top of my head, but they are like a pretty reliable source. This guy. So like even the bigger sites are like mentioning this guy. So it's all over the news right now. But dude, this is pretty cool, man. I thought he was gonna be like something really random. Like I thought he was gonna play like something that like was gonna get killed off really fast, and he wasn't gonna show up. But the fact that he can like come back as like a random Wolverine is gonna be pretty fun. I honestly thought they were gonna make him a Deadpool variant.
I know. That's what I was kind of thinking too. I think, dude, it could be good. It could be good. Dude, I'm excited. This movie's getting so out of hand. Like, there's gonna be so many fun cameos. I'm excited.
Dude, I am too. I mean, I think I was telling you prior to the cast, we were thinking like, what's gonna be the most obscure like sort of drop in that we can't think of, and like we haven't thought about it because there's so many possibilities, and I would have to go back and watch like the X-Men movies and like just like a bunch of stuff to really pinpoint like, man, I can't believe they brought that person back. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be fun to see this movie once it comes out.
I think there's gonna be random ones too, like things that are not even necessarily comic related. Like you might see like Dr. Phil show up, or like, you know, I don't know, something like just like what the heck, like something random.
I think what I'm really hoping for, Jace, front of the cast here, if I may speak to you, may I? I'm just kidding.
You may.
So I'm really hoping that he pulls out like rumored people that were supposed to play particular characters. Remember how we instead of Tobey Maguire, we were actually going to get Leonardo DiCaprio as Spider-Man at one point. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
I hope that like he brings that out.
Tom Cruise Iron Man.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like things like that where it was like it's like so far fetched, but it didn't happen. It was just kind of like people were like, this might happen. This might. That's what I want. But again, I don't know. But I also the other big one I would like, Jace, which I'm going to get into the next point of this particular news, is James Marsden. So he just finished wrapping up Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and during one of those interviews, Marsden had mentioned that he was like near the Deadpool and Wolverine set. So a lot of people are sparking speculation that he might cameo as Cyclops. And I was like, dude, please tell me he's going to come in. It just makes sense, right?
That would be awesome. I hope so. I liked him as Cyclops. I thought that he was underutilized a lot of it. Like he could have done more. Like, you know, in like the comics, like in the cartoon series, he takes more of a leadership role. This one, he was a little bit more reckless dude. But so you're saying like because he was near the set, like they could have snuck him over to do cameo.
Yeah, he's probably gonna run in. I don't know if you recall when they were filming it. I want to say it was X-Men 2. There's a particular scene where it's like Storm, Cyclops, and someone else, and they're running in, and then in the background, Spider-Man shows up. Do you remember this?
Wait, no.
Look at it. Go YouTube it real fast. Type in X-Men movie with Spider-Man shows up. It's like a blooper.
Oh. X-Men 2?
A blooper. A Spider-Man X-Men blooper. Type that in. Spider-Man or X-Men blooper Spider-Man.
Oh, is it this one?
Let me see. Okay. Yeah, that's one of those. Yeah, like watch this. So friends of the cast, I mean, they're who can't see, we're playing a YouTube video. And it's who is this? It's a blooper from. I don't know. I think
there's
it's
like
X-Men
Storm
1.
and I can't tell. It's so blurry.
Is that Jean Grey? I think that's Jean Grey.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hey, look at the back of Spider-Man.
That's Spider-Man's in the background. That's awesome.
Is
What does
he?
he say?
They just and then he chases him.
He's got the hand on his blaster. And,
Yeah. I think
I'm
he ends up
completely
chasing
in the
him.
wrong movie, he says. That's awesome. I've never seen this. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a cool little blooper. But like they could do something like that. Is how I feel they would like bring out James Marsden or something random.
I hope so, bro. See, like he was a cool. I liked especially that one, like a intro to his powers, dude. When they first take off the blaster and he's just like, I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
that.
that was really cool. Yeah.
That was super cool.
That was dope.
I'm
X-Men
excited.
was really great. I think who wrote that? David Hayter, I believe, wrote that movie.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid when these movies were first coming out. Ralph Winter, I think, is one of the producers. He came and spoke. I got to meet him like at some random thing. It was like
Wow, future podcaster. He's like Jason.
we're going to get him on the cast. But yeah,
Get
I
him on the
remember
cast. He's in front of the cast. Front of the cast.
I was like starstruck. I was like, you worked on the X-Men movies? Like, I love those X-Men.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a good guy. I don't know what, but I was starstruck at the moment. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, of course. You're like, you saw Wolverine take out his claws? Like, as a kid, you're thinking it's all real.
You're like, how did you put claws in that guy? But yeah, did you have any other bits of news before we wrap up?
No, I don't have anything that I can think on the top of my head. I feel like I mean, the Batman got pushed till 2026, which is terrible. It pisses me off. I mean, it doesn't piss me off, but it makes me like, it just bothers
You
the
want
hell
it
out of
now.
me. Like, I really wanted it. I wanted it now, but I would have been okay waiting till next year. But now I have to wait 2 extra years to get that movie. And I mean, you know, take the time you need to make a great film. But man, like I was so excited for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same. Like I enjoyed the first one. I really didn't like what they were saying about Clayface.
Yeah. Get
like,
into that actually.
Where is I don't even have the clip. Do you have the clip? But basically, they were saying that Clayface is gonna be more of a serial killer type guy, where he instead of actual clay, he's like wearing skin of people. That's how he's like. Well, you can probably explain it better than me. I'm not sure what.
No, yeah. No, I think you explained as best as I could have. But yeah, basically he's gonna be Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy.
Yeah, that's like not my clay. It's not my Clayface.
Now I want to say this, my friend here, if I may. There is a character named man, I think his name is Hush. And he is another rich guy, and he basically does the same thing. And I believe he takes pieces of, like, he becomes a serial killer and he's killing people. And he eventually, like, he starts taking pieces of everyone's like like lips, like eyelids and stuff like that. And he basically reconstructs his face to look like Bruce Wayne.
Oh, weird. That would be
yeah.
crazy.
So I'm assuming. Now this is my assumption. I'm thinking because they are going with that with Clayface, I'm thinking that they're gonna do something in that realm.
Something in that vein.
Yeah, in that vein. Thank you.
I guess I'm just so used to I don't know how they would do it. I was really curious to see how they would do it. An animated, like, muddy Clayface version in a real live action, but you know it has the tendency to be a little bit too cartoony and a little too goofy. But I feel like if they did it right, he'd be really terrifying. And like, imagine if you could morph into. I mean, I guess that's how they're gonna do it, right? Like if he needs to become somebody else, that's how he could do it. It's creepy. I don't necessarily like it, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, you know, like you have to have faith in the director, and there's been other versions of Clayface, right? Like we've seen other, like in the games and stuff. He's not always just clay. Like he can change different forms and stuff. But
but I mean, to keep it grounded, I feel like they had to change something like this. I'm thinking that, well, see, that's the thing. It's like I'm hoping that they do a great job in terms of like how they make him look. I know he was gonna take pieces of skin, right? That was like the whole thing. He was gonna take
that was the
people's
rumor.
faces.
Yeah.
So okay, that's the rumor. I'm hoping that they just use like he does like clay, sort of like you know, what is that, Mademoiselle or whatever? What's it called? The one where they do the wax figures.
Oh,
Madam.
Yeah, you're talking about the museum with the wax.
The museum with the wax. I'm hoping they do something like that, but with his face, but made out of clay, and they mess with that, but also like wanting them to do the Hush storyline, where like he takes pieces of skin and he's grafts the face to look like Bruce Wayne because of something that happened in their past, and it's like a whole story. I won't get into it because obviously I don't want to spoil that for you guys. But if you guys want to look up that character, like there's a bunch of cool videos on it. I know the character mainly from the Batman Arkham series. If you guys haven't played those games, wonderful Batman stories.
Definitely. This says it's gonna start filming in March 2024. So they have the script, they got the cast. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for the movie either way. I'm not sure how the Penguin movie's or the series is gonna shake out. Like the more time that has passed, the more I'm like, I'm not as excited about it. But they could bring me back like with a good trailer, easily, right? But yeah, I mean, if you have any other thoughts, guys,
no,
let
I
us
think
know.
that's it.
Not you. I'm talking about the audience. I'm talking about friends of the cast.
My bad.
No,
Hey,
you're
whoa.
But yeah, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you guys for joining us. If you guys have thoughts, comments, topics you guys want us to discuss, drop them in the comments. If you guys haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe at Watch Closely Pod, or on Twitter, Watch Closely Pod as well. Ernie, I know I kind of stole your thunder. You usually say this, but go ahead if you have any.
Thank you very much, Jason, for letting me do that. I appreciate you bringing me on the cast and letting me give that my rigmarole, my spiel.
I
here.
love the rigmarole.
Thank you, as always, ladies and gentlemen, friends of the cast here. I want to say thank you for tuning in every week when we drop an episode, and we appreciate you coming on the live stream. Thank you for the comments. Thank you, friends of the cast, for staying here while we discuss movies, television, and everything that's streaming. Jason, please, and thank you for joining me.
Please and thank you
on this lovely cast. I had a wonderful time. I had a great time. Thank you for our 49 viewers, listeners. It was really awesome.
Thank you guys.
I'm glad you guys stayed here.
Dude, I was gonna say, if you guys stuck around to the end, you guys are the true fans. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us and talking movies. We'll see you guys next week. Ernie is actually going to be running the show next week because I'm going to be on a business trip talking to not Bobby Iger. I wish, but
he's talking to Bobby Chapek.
Or Bobby Chapek. What went wrong, Chapek? What happened?
What did you do?
No, we'll I think you're gonna. Well, let's not spoil it. But I think
I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna spoil what Jason's gonna go do. He's gonna go film.
What I'm gonna do? I was gonna say for the cast.
No. He's gonna go film the scene of him being a variant of Wolverine.
Ooh, I'm gonna show up on Deadpool. They'll be like, "Who the heck is this guy?" Yeah, but thanks you guys again for joining us. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. And until then, have a great week. Definitely go do something fun. Go touch grass, as Ernie says. And,
go touch your ass, he said.
Grass.
Okay, my bad. I mean, do both. There was a thing they used to say. It used to say, "Slap ass for encouragement," or it was like a sign of like this character like with his back hurting or something like that, and he's like holding his back, and then it's like, and then someone had written "slap ass for encouragement" or something.
Sorry, I can't control the music.
No, you're fine. I wanted to end it right when it was. Goodbye, guys.
See ya. Thanks for joining us.
Ah.